Stop guessing. You must embrace patience to eliminate losing trades. All right, so what does patience have to do with losing trades? For me, it's all about cutting out the trades that we take out of boredom. Let's face it, guys, the market can spend hours without moving much. So we strongly advise learning to do nothing during this period, but stay alert in case a passionate move shows up. I kind of view trading like hunting or fishing. I don't do either one of those things, but that's how I view trading. I'm willing to sit there for hours and wait for the right moment, right? I'm busy scanning the market all day long looking for unusual events. At least I call them unusual events. There are thousands of stocks trading on the U.S. market, and at any given time, news can come out on one of these, and presto, a trade set up for them. So that's why I like individual stocks. I get emails, why don't you just trade futures? And that's my reason. The SPY can be going sideways all day, but one of these thousands of stocks trading on the U.S. markets might get a news story, and presto, you get a nice move, okay? So it gives you more opportunities, but it does take a little more legwork because you have to be vigilant and scanning all day. So here's an example from today, SRPT. This is an intraday, 5-minute candles and a nice flag. I didn't have this on watch today. We did call it last week in chat at 1280, and it went to 1415 on like 30 cents risk. Really nice move. So I was already familiar with this one. And then out of the blue, this volume spike puts it on alert for me, okay? 90,000 shares, and I look at the daily and a nice flag. So I typed in the chat room, set it over the microphone, SRPT on a high of day break, 1438, worst case stop, 1422. So 16 cents risk. Here's the daily I just talked about. It was below 4 back in July, all the way through 10, a second leg all the way through 16, and then it's been flagging on the daily. All right, this big green day is the day I called it for the chat room at 1280, and it went to 1415. So anyway, I knew what this one could do, and then there you can see where it triggered. 1438, worst case stop down here, 16 cents below, and there's the entry on a wider scale, so you can see it went all the way to 1490 today without even coming close to stopping out. Another example from today was Jazz, which landed on our list not because of a sudden volume spike like SRPT, but because of a monster move it made this morning. That makes it a great candidate for a trade later in the day for those that missed the early move. I didn't catch the early move either, but when Jazz looked like, well, when this candle was forming is when I put it on watch and told everybody that Jazz was at an area that could turn. Now, to be fair, I did not take this trade. I didn't call a trigger and stop, but I was all over right at the turn. Using a method I teach, this was an area where it had a high expectation to turn here, and usually when you have a stock like this, you do want to dedicate a chart to that stock because it could give a pullback to an area that you're familiar with, and it gave a beautiful bounce. It went up over $2.50 from where I called it there, or where I showed it to everybody. Again, I didn't give a trigger and stop and didn't take this trade. I don't want to make it sound like I did, but I was certainly all over Jazz at the right point. And the only reason I didn't take a trade is because Jazz has like 10 to 15 cent spreads between the bid and the ask, and that's bothersome to me. Going forward, you'll probably see me start to trade these. I'll just cut my position size way down because $2.50 move, I wouldn't even mind being in that for 100 or 200 shares, right? Anyway, what's the point of all this? Every day I witness people, there's 250 to 300 people in chat every day. I witness people taking trades, to me, that fall into that, yeah, maybe this could work category. And I tell people that all the time. It's not an easy thing to explain unless you're talking to other traders. You ever take a trade and you find yourself kind of saying to yourself, yeah, maybe that could work. Okay, I have trained myself, if I have that feeling, it just triggers a new mechanism in my brain that says, you know what, don't even take it. All right, I don't like throwing money at stuff where I have that feeling, okay? I like throwing money at stuff that has the passion and the potential to give me a nice move, all right? Anyway, the ones in the, yeah, maybe this will work category, you know what I'm talking about, like a 5-minute base break during lunchtime slowdown, all right? That's very low odds play. A stock nearing its early high from the morning and people grab it in anticipation of a breakout. Again, those fail often. Or worse, just grabbing something simply out of boredom. That's, it's easy to do, especially today and tomorrow, the Jewish holiday. Market's pretty thin, and I told everybody going in I wasn't going to be on the microphone much today. I'm just going to be scanning all day, and if I find something, you'll hear it out of me. I did not want to encourage that kind of, yeah, maybe that could work type trading, all right? So does this mean that being patient and only taking stocks with a good chance of getting passion will keep you from having any losing trades? All right, of course not. But you'll certainly increase your odds of getting a nice move with enough volume to sustain it. So stop guessing and only take the trades with the potential for a nice move based upon its recent volume and trading history.